Hello again. Well, today we're going to be trying to address a bit of a problem that we've got with the motorhome in terms of speed. It's not the speediest thing in the world. Now, it's the 2.5 non-turbo diesel, which isn't known for its nippiness, but I think ours is a little less nippy than most. Now, there could be a couple of reasons for that. One thing is we could look at clearing out the fuel filter. Another thing that I've read is often the strainer from the fuel tank can become clogged with muck and that sort of thing. Now, at some point soon we'll get round to that, but the most important thing, as any 18-year-old knows, is to make it look faster, and then that will fool the vehicle psychologically into actually being faster because it looks fast and it thinks it therefore is fast. And one of the easiest things to do that is by tarting up the wheels a bit. Now, you could put alloy wheels on, but that involves quite a bit of expense, and you have to be a little bit careful because it is effectively a commercial vehicle really, and you can't put any old alloy wheels designed for cars on. Now, you can swap, I believe, the wheels from a modern Vauxhall Vivaro type van onto this, but I don't think that would look particularly good. It's not very period. Now, at the moment we have these wheel trims on the wheels. We've lost one on the back. That fell off the first little trip that we had up to the Lake District. But these are okay, I suppose, but they don't really set the world on fire, do they? I think they're probably straight out of the motoring section of Tesco's. Anyhow, we're going to take them off and maybe paint the wheel black inside, because black wheels always make a vehicle faster. Oh, you can see these are the original eldest hubcaps. Now, we've also lost one of these where we had the brake seize on at the back and it melted it. Yes. So I think I'll probably get rid of these. These aren't particularly attractive, I don't think. So one thing I do see asked a few times is where the jacking points are on these, and that's relatively easy. They're under here. And there you go. There it is. These vans are supplied with a jack with a peg on it that fits in there. Now, ours is missing that, but fortunately I've got my trolley jack. While we're working on this wheel, I've got the van on axle stand nicely on one of the chassis rails, but I'll take the opportunity, don't know, you can't really see that, but just to check the thickness of the brake pads through that window there, and they look okay. The back brakes look okay as well, so I think it's not long had some brake work done. Now you can see the problem with these motorhomes and disc brakes. This has only stood for a couple of weeks since we came back from Suffolk. Look how much rust is on that disc. I do try and take it for a little run every couple of weeks, and we're going away next weekend, but yeah, that's not much you can do about that, other than give it a run every now and again. Well, first thing I want to do is clean the wheel up with some of this spray. This is pretty good stuff. This is Car Plan Demon machine. Uses quite a lot on the old bike chain to clean that up. Good stuff. By the way, this isn't a sponsored video or anything, it just actually is good stuff. Now a little whiz round with the mini wire wheel to get the worst of the rust off. Don't forget your safety glasses. Now I'm just going to clean off with a little bit of turpentine substitute as a degreaser, just because it's well got. I'm going to clean the tyre a little bit as well. You'll see why later. Ideally you should use proper wheel paint, but I'm going to use this Hammerite Smooth that we also got from Tesco's. Tesco is pretty good for some things, but you do have to give it a couple of coats, so I'm going to crack on with that now. Now what you don't want is any paint in these little countersunk areas where the bolts go in for the wheels, so I'm going to mask them off just to be on the safe side. Now it may not be good enough to just paint the wheels black, so for a bit of extra power we're actually going for this. This is a tyre lettering whitening pen, and of course nothing says race car more than having white letters on your tyres, so that should really help things. Let's give it a shot. Now that'll also need a second coat to make it look properly white, but I think it's time for a cup of tea first. Well, I gave both those a second coat last night, and this morning it's a bit wet out there, a bit damp. We're going to carry on anyway, and the first job is to get these two wheels back on the van to turn it round. I'm going to start by taking the masking tape off. So of course you should always do your wheel nuts up with a torque wrench. Wheel nuts on this are 130 foot-pounds, so I've got that set to that. Let's give it a shot. Now of course after I've done a few miles in it, maybe a weekend or so, I'll check all those again. Well, there we go, the finished article. Somewhat damp out here, but yeah, I'm quite pleased. Look at that. I reckon that adds at least 10 or so horsepower for each wheel. Yeah. Look at that. There'll be no stopping us now. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like. Subscribe if you want to see some more. And ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.